Hyperactivity, again, I talked about this. Exercise, exercise, exercise. There's no other way to fix that other than exercise. Now, if it's excessive, there are some medications you can get prescribed for them. Talk with your vet. Mental and physical exercise are the most important things you can do. I always tell my clients, with mental exercise, well, how effective is that? Think of it this way: if you go and sit down and take a 1-hour test in school or wherever, fill out a census report. You fill out a 13-page census report. By the end of that, you don't want to go and you're not wanting to go and do anything that requires any sort of mental stimulation. You're just like, I don't want to do anything. That's what we want the dog thinking. That's where we want our dog's mental state to be. If they're that way, they're not thinking about digging in the trash. They're not thinking about chasing the dog. They're just thinking about, can I relax? Physical as well. Physical, obviously, we know if you run a mile, you're gonna be uncomfortable and uncomfortably fatigued. The same thing applies with dogs. Now, dogs have a lot more energy than we do, so ramp it up 2-3 hours a day at a minimum of forced exercise, like we talked about. Submissive urination was another question. Again, potty training techniques as before. Take them out regularly, supervise them. Work on confidence training. That's the best thing you can do. Don't yell at your dog for going in the house. Again, they don't know the problem, that location is the problem. They think pooping or peeing is the problem. Work on confidence. Tell them you like it when they go outside. Jump up and down. Yay, good job. When you get home, don't get excessively excited with them. Let them calm down before you give them attention, before you take them out of the kennel or you bring them into the house. They're going nuts. They're excited. They can't control it sometimes. Like, woo, I'm so excited. They go on themselves. We see it all the time. And the way we fix it right here in our own facility is consistent potty schedule. That's the biggest thing, and confidence building. Those are the two things that there are other things too, but those are the two things that have worked for every single dog we've worked with so far. Confidence building is, letting them know that teach them obedience. Let them know that they can strut their stuff. Dogs are like us. They like to show off what they know. So let them do that in front of other dogs, in front of other people. They're like, yeah, I can do that. Woo, you're building that confidence. Next question, mounting. Again, consistency and supervision. If your dog's a mounter, or if you see your dog do it one time, you don't want to become a pain, use that verbal correction. I like to use a physical correction on my end where I'm clapping. I'm not correcting them, but I'm clapping. Hey, no. Getting their attention. It's an attention grabber. And then I walk over there and I pull them down if it's the first time you've seen it. Pull them down or kind of scare them, break it up. If your dog's constantly doing every single time and kind of ticking off other dogs, which will happen, what you need to do instead is have them on a leash and correct them every single time verbally. Oh no, just hang on to them, correct them verbally. Give them a little bit of a leash correction, just a single finger amount of pressure pull. We're not jerking them down. I want them to make the decision to get down. I don't want them just to be forced down, because again, if you're not there enforcing it, they're going to do it anyway. So let them know that you want them to make the decision to get down. When they get down, then you reward them heavily. Hey, good job. Again, now they're wanting to do that for you for that approval. CounterSurfing, exact same thing. I will do another short demonstration here for you on that. What I want you to do is teach your dog off for how to get down when their paws are up. That's a good one. That's a corrective. That's not a preventative. For preventative, I'm going to show you what that looks like here. What Tiffany's going to do is she's going to hopefully we can get Sassy to jump on the kennel here, or the table, or me, and we can pretend I'm the table. It's the same kind of thing. And what we're going to do is correct her every single time. Again, she's on a leash. She's supervised 100% of the time. When she's supervised 100% of the time, we know that we're communicating something that is never okay to do what you're doing there. We're going to walk up to the table. If she jumps on it, immediately correct her. Get down. So you'll see some physical corrections. Tiff will show you with the leash, just light corrections. And then also verbal corrections. Oh, no. And I'll kind of help her with that as well. So I'm going to set Sass up again to try to get up here. I don't want you doing this. Don't set him up for failure. This is just for demonstration purposes. We'll undo this here. Sass, here. Come here, Sass. Hey, Mama. Here. No, she's not. Okay. I'm going to be the table. Your dog, Sassy is not a counter surfer. She loves jumping on people. That's kind of why I brought her. I'll be the counter surfer. It's the same, or I'll be the counter, excuse me. It's the same training here. I'm going to kind of put my leg down as emulating a counter. And the training is the exact same. Pretend I'm a counter, pretend I don't exist here. And Tiff's going to do exactly what I would do. What we would do in any situation when they do that, correct them 100% of the time. Using that tone and correcting her with the leash. She's just giving light little tucks. She's not jerking her like crazy. She doesn't want to hurt her. We don't want her to do this to avoid fear. Good girl. Rewarding her again for not jumping on me. But we want to reward her. Yeah, we want to reward her for doing the right thing and making the right decision. She has a chance to do it with those short tugs. If you're just pulling her away, she's like, "Oh, I gotta go because I'm being pulled." So, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm setting her up to fail. Don't do this at home. She's doing a good job. Very good. Let's reward her for that as well. So go ahead and walk her out. Do the same thing. Sassy. Good. Did too much jumping training. She's figured this out. We might try the chair as well. Again, I just want to get you multiple views of this. Yes. Can we let her up here first? Okay. So now we invited her up and we told her to get down. That's what happened there. Again, let's pretend this is the counter. The same thing applies. I'm going to have Tiffany walk up to it. I'm going to kind of tap on it. And to get her to jump, don't do that with your dog. Just do what Tiffany does as a correction.
Yes. Very good.
Use that tone. Be quick like that. And give her short individual tugs. So after repetitions of doing this, what's going to happen is they're going to realize you're always going to correct them 100% of the time. Do 20 or 30 repetitions, whatever it takes. Again, they're learning if I put my paws up, I get corrected. Now, if I get down, we're letting her know we love it. Get treats out there with it. Hey, good job, good girl. The other thing you can do is remove the motivators too, just like every other form of training we've talked about today. Remove the reason that they want to jump. Don't leave, excessive food sitting out, open food, even fruit bowls sometimes. Pick food up, keep the counters wiped down. It sounds like duh, but these dogs, they smell something, they see something, they know there's food up there after they get it one time, and they know they're tall enough to get it. If you're not there, they're going to jump up and get it. So again, don't leave them off leash when you're not available, when you're not home or not available to watch them. Leave them in the kennel. If you're available and you have a real bad food counter surfer, get up there, train them just like we did there, as many times as it takes. Do that 2-3 times a day for a couple weeks here. 2 weeks probably usually is enough to really see a big difference. Usually you'll see you'll see them understand it in a day or so, depending on how often you're doing it. But the actual results where they quit jumping, it's going to take some time. So know that as well. Keep going until they quit. I mean, there's no magic number. It takes a dog 2 days. It takes them 10 days, 6 months. There's no magic number. I don't think it'll take 6 months if you're consistent. But know that it is something that takes some diligence on your part. Destructive behavior. Exact same thing. So you mentioned tearing up paper, chewing while you're gone. Exact same thing I just said. 100% supervision. While you're especially when you're gone. If you're there, they need to be on a leash. Give them an alternative. Give them something to chew on that they can chew on. If you're a fan of rawhides, there's kind of controversy there. Rawhides are good. Just don't leave them when you're gone so the dog doesn't choke. Be able to supervise them. I like using the small little pieces rather than a big bone. The biggest reason is dogs, of course, they can pull off little pieces, but more importantly is they'll chew on sometimes till their gums are bloody. And I don't obviously want the dogs to get some sort of infection or hurt themselves. So I give them nice little pieces they can finish in in an hour or so or a little less. I also suggest rubber chew toys, a Kong, and again, not plugging them, just something that works well. They last a while. You can fill them full of, treats or peanut butter or whatever. So there's all kinds of dog treats you can put in there. And that gives them an hour or two to kind of get their jaw and satisfy their chewing urge and get their jaw tired so they don't feel the urge to chew on your stuff. If you see them chewing on something they're not supposed to, correct them. Hey, no. Here's an alternative. Take away the thing they're not supposed to be chewing on and then give them that alternative. Here, chew on this Kong, chew on this toy, whatever they're supposed to have. So again, they're learning, hey, there's a difference between what I can chew and what I can't. And that's really what we're looking for there.